called Sydney EV and Hybrid Vehicles. It's a standalone hybrid and electric vehicle workshop. I've known Jerry for many years, and we do a lot of work together. This was presented again through another workshop to him, saying that it logs a fault code every now and again. He could simulate it, drive it like you stole it, and it would log an installation fault code. Reset it would be fine again, but it was driving the guy nuts and it was getting worse. All the testing that we've done today here, none of it can prove this box is faulty. Okay, mega testing, milliohm testing, whatever you want to do, it's perfectly okay. So what we're going to do is put it through its paces with the machine and see. Question, this box we've had for 12 months, and I was just waiting for the chance to be able to prove that it's faulty. So when I got introduced to the machine, I eventually rang Dr. Mark Potter up and said, Mark, how are you going? Yeah, good. I said, I've got a box here out of the Toyota Camry 40 series. This is the symptoms. Will your machine pick it up? And without a second hesitation, he said 100% yes. I said, you're a brave man, doctor. You say that, but I'll trust you, I'll buy your machine and we'll give it a go. So let's go and give it a go. But the reality is, we're working on a car here, guys. Use your imagination. I had a Camry come in not that long ago, permanent magnet motor. We want the blue tips to number 2. So I had a Camry, identical model, literally the same problem. Drive it like you stole it, would log a fault code. Drive it like your grandmother, no problem at all. We're not going to do a test on it. We're not going to do installation test on it because that's not what we're looking for. We want to connect the black to that phase, we want the red to this phase. Like so, and away you go. No, so this white Camry, I've got it, I've simulated the fault, I told the customer $375, I'll give you a diagnosis. I took it for around the block, drove it like I stole it, code came up. Interestingly, the one I had a couple of months ago, it also logged a fault in the ABS under regenerative braking. Right. So that told me straight away that MG2 is your regenerative motor. Okay, MG2 is connected directly to your wheels. If your wheel is turning, MG2 is turning, no question. All right, so what I do is I drive it around, I suspect regenerative braking and installation in the motor area, I think it's MG2. Into the workshop, jack up the front wheel. Well, first I depower it. So I depower it, alive, dead, alive, was safe. I unplug the main plug into MG2, into the inverter converter. There's my plug, it sits right on top. 3 bolts, it's done. I then rig up my machine to the 3 wires. I then jack up the driver's side front wheel, and all I have to do now is spin the wheel. And I'm doing exactly what I'm going to do now. Okay, so we're going to go okay. It's doing the static test through, we've already pressed that, so it's doing that million metre test as we go. So with that white Camry, jacked it up, spun it up, bad stator, straight away up. Ring the customer, beautiful, got a firm diagnosis, MG2 is gone. Your options are brand new from Toyota, this is the price, it wasn't too bad. Second hand, whole new box, $300 to me, believe it. Cheapest chips, because they don't break down very often. And they're being wrecked and written off all over the place, the Camry Hybrid, so very easy to get a hold of one. First one he sent out, I thought, okay, well, I've got a tester, I may as well make sure it's okay. So I rigged the tester up, bad stator. Oh, bloody hell, what's going on here? So I ring the bloke up, I said, mate, it's as bad as what I'm taking out. May not have been as bad, the machine may have just rated it as bad, but may not as bad. But I wasn't prepared to spend 10 hours fitting it if I wasn't good. So I rang him, I convinced him that I knew what I was talking about. I showed him the results, I said, mate, I'm not putting it in. You know, but in the end I did say to him, I'll put it in as long as you guarantee me to pay the labour, the whole labour, to take it out when it fails within 6 months. Oh no, I won't do that. I said, well then send me another box. He sent me another box which I tested, it was okay, and we fitted that one in and it's been fine. That box that was faulty, he didn't want it back, it weighs a ton, but the 2 stators that we've worked off are out of that particular box. That's an identical box to this one. So it's asking us to do the dynamic test, so let's get the show on the road. Spinning the driver's wheel now, that's all I'm doing. Very easy operation, because once you get the pace up, it's just a matter of following that pace to make sure the bip is happening at the same time, basically, and we can just spin that wheel. Again, it's going to go through that process of all 3 phases to actually dynamically test this particular motor. I've probably tested this motor probably 60 or 70 times now. I mean, this is session 11, 2 or 3 times per session. You know, it's consistently giving the same result, basically. So we've done 1 phase.
Is there much resistance in return?
Not at the moment, because we've got no load on it.
Yep.
So if we were to put a load on it, like put some loads on it,
over there,
you double the load, double the spin. Put 2 sets or 3 sets, you can barely turn it. And that's where the regenerative braking comes in. The more load or the more current we want to take out of that motor while it's spinning, it's going to pull up pretty quick. Auto will actually know that if you put an alternator in a bench and you put it to full output power. Come on. get full power out of it, it pulls that test bed shut pretty quick, doesn't it? You know, you need a pretty powerful way to get over it. So that's only small fry compared to this. This is, you know, you load this up for 100 amps output, it'll stop the car pretty quick. If you've driven a Tesla on sort of, or even my Nissan Leaf on one pedal mode, what it basically does is once you take your foot off the accelerator, the car stops. Like, just pulls up. You don't apply the brake at all. It's all regenerative braking. It just pulls the car up literally instantly. I don't like the one pedal driving, but people love it.
It takes a bit of getting used to.
It does, yeah. But it just shows you the capability of regenerative braking, and it's become so good that's why your brakes just never get used, because unless you're really hitting the acres, it's not going to come up with anything.
Driving it like you stole it.
Correct. But the guys at one of the play days we had in the workshop with my Toyota Camry, the silver one, 2010, same model, they took it for a run and they really gave it to it. You know, they brought it in and put the thermal imaging camera on the wheels, and they right as the still stone cold. Okay, stator is.
Expo is coming to an end. The track show will be closing in just 15 minutes time at 4 o'clock.
So again, we can get the resistance is what, milliohms, 80 milliohms, 70 milliohms, 76 milliohms. So the deviation 2.6. So that would pass. We didn't do the actual insulation side of it, but the stator is picking up. There's too much variance in the stator, so something's not right in the stator. Subsequently, what I've learned now, people say, well, why doesn't that mega tester pick it up? And the best analogy I can make, and I was speaking to an electrician